on live.
Looks like this is gonna be one hell of a party.
Devil may cry.
So you're live.
Okay. So it's like 3, 2, 1, go. Hello, I'm Simoteus and this is Devil May Cry 3. This is the old PC version, not the HD collection. This is faster and as far as I know performs a bit better as far as the crashing goes. It's, what am I gonna say, different from last time? Well, first of all, you get to pick a style and it affects how Dante plays. And I picked Royal Guard, which allows me to basically block attacks, but blocking is not the priority, rather the ability to parry said attacks and use the release, which is an attack of the Royal Guard, which makes it so that you don't take any damage from attacks, and you get this, as you can see in the top left corner, there's the Royal Guard meter, and the rage builds up. I just call it guard. But basically the more attacks you parry, the stronger the release becomes. But since this is new game, the category is new game, normal, that's Dante. I only have level 1 Royal Guard, and so in this game you can use melee attacks with your weapons, then you have guns, and the style, then you have jump, lock on, what else? Well, that's a command move, like lock on, hold stick back and do a melee attack. Then there's let's see, there's jump cancels, aka doing an attack on an enemy, and oh yeah, there's taunting, and then there's this thing called Devil Trigger, which basically makes the character stronger and faster. But I won't get that until like mission whatever it is, 8. And I also won't be doing much jump cancelling before that because it's basically not worth it. Instead I'm gonna do releases like that. And when you time the release on an enemy attack, it does more damage than it would normally. So that's what I always want to do basically. So there was 3 releases. Then you can swap your devil arms, aka the melee weapons, and your guns. I'm only gonna be using 2 guns, and I'm gonna be using like what, 4 weapons or devil arms. I probably can't get the stinger there, unfortunately, rip run. But normally you'd get Stinger 2 there, which is a move that makes me move forward a lot, and the level 2 version especially because it makes me move forward a lot more than the first one. It's kind of pointless to get the first one there, which is why I just skipped it. And now I got the shotgun, and I'm gonna just cancel the shotgun with guard. So I'm basically like just tapping shoot guard to make it work faster. It's kind of annoying to do sometimes, but it's the fastest way to beat many of these enemies. And then obviously Since this game is basically you go from point A to point B, do a fight, and then solve a puzzle, and then you fight the boss. It's done, I think, very well, so it doesn't get boring, it doesn't feel repetitive too much. It's just that since this is a new game run, you don't get all those fancy upgrades yet, and so on. Then there's the orbs as the currency, and here's an orb ore. So I'm gonna get more than I normally get, just in case. These give you orbs. With them I can buy items like more health. I'm not gonna do that though. And I can buy purple orbs, which give me the devil trigger at a later point. And skills, of course. But I'm basically only gonna get Stinger, because none of the other skills are like worth it, like air hike, you know, double jump. This is the first, well, actually, second boss, but it's just that, like, the difficulty spike in this game is pretty high, like from this point. Basic gist of this fight is to attack his heads, stun him, and then just hit his heads a bunch. You can also time the parry when you roll, and when you roll and then guard, the timing is way easier. Makes like many other things that you'd never think of guarding, you can easily guard with roll guarding. Like, almost all of his heads were just down there, and he was still alive. It's kind of weird. Anyway. And the screen does that because I used this mod called Style Switcher to make the old PC version work, and it works pretty well. There's a newer version, but unfortunately that does not allow cutscene movement, which is basically a glitch in this version, where you can move during certain scenes in the game where you normally wouldn't by using the keyboard. So you can't move per se, but you can attack, and that makes you move forward. So also, this version has faster loads than the HD collection. It's just that since most people's experience with this version is, okay, it doesn't either like work, or it doesn't, I can't get my controller to work, or there's so many reasons. Style Switcher mod allows me to play this at 1080p instead of like 240p windowed, and makes it the huge FPS drops that happen because of the sound files messing up. That doesn't happen. In FPS drops still happen sometimes, but point is basically this fixes the game. I mean, the HD collection is fine to run as well. It's just slower. Also, this version lacks some of the. Okay, this is the cutscene movement. As you can see, it's very minor, but like if I can do it, then why wouldn't I? Like the HD collection has some lighting effects as well as some sounds, like when Dante says, what is it? Oh yeah, this is switch cancelling. It's basically you do an attack with one weapon, and then you do another attack after swapping your weapon. So you basically just attack swap, and it has a good DPS compared to just mashing one weapon, because like Rebellion's 1, 2, 3, the combo 1, the second hit does so little damage that it's just not worth it. It's only in some situations where you like need to count hits because you want to do a phase skip on a boss. So all of this combat is just The use of lock-on in this game is very important because otherwise you'll like, since this game has like this automatic lock-on that happens when you're like close to an enemy. If you don't lock on and you just attack, you can attack like any enemy. It's usually the one that's the furthest away from you for some reason. This game just loves doing that. Oh, what's he doing? Oh, this has never happened before. Literally figured out a new strat with this boss, but this boss is just random. Does whatever it wants. Makes me not want to run this game, but I still do it anyway. It's a very gimmicky boss. Now, how did that happen? Oh, and this is called stinger sliding. When you're on the edge of some platform and you do a stinger, it most likely is gonna slide. It's pretty cool. You can do it with a trickster roll as well, but since I don't use trickster and can't do it. Oh, and since you can basically cancel almost anything with a royal guard, then you know a lot of the things that you see in the strat you can't do with any other style, unless you're like specifically, let's see, you basically have to jump, have to cancel things with your jump. But like this allows me to cancel the ending lag of stinger with guard. And it's like the fastest way to move. Another fast way is to just run with devil trigger or stinger with devil trigger, but since I don't have it, unfortunately, nothing I can do. It's also important to know like how many hits does it take to kill whatever enemy is after you, and what are the other properties of enemies. Like for example, the shotgun basically does nothing unless you're right next to an enemy. Wow. Like see, it just does no damage, and it also does not cause knockback, and it doesn't turn these guys to stone. This fight is mandatory in the special edition, and I don't think anybody after special edition really played the vanilla game, because you can only play it on PS2. Everything else like released after that is special edition. So this boss is mandatory here, but not in vanilla. But since vanilla doesn't have turbo mode, which makes this game run 20% faster, it's still gonna be faster doing this. Nice, I love it. There's some random orb drops. I don't really pay attention to them because I know that they don't really give me much. So I'm only focused on like basically only getting the S ranks normally from the first two missions. And then after that, it's kind of whatever. I mean, I guess it would hurt the run if it went really badly, but since it doesn't, then there's like one point where I have to check, okay, do I get enough orbs to buy the last purple orb? And if I don't, then I'll just buy the next mission. But if I forget to do that, then obviously going to the menu to check is gonna waste time. I think this run flows really nicely, like if you just know what enemies to kill in what order and how, then and what to do with bosses so you don't just keep dying when there's nice Capcom anti-airs. These guys are like, he's on a marathon run. Anyway, and also this run isn't like this run doesn't really have parts where it's like, oh man, I can't get past this part, so I can't finish a run. Nice. You can always just like, you know, retry from checkpoint in this game. Just, oh yeah, the gold orb or the gold selection that happens at the start of the game is, it makes it so that if I die, I get to start from a checkpoint. The vanilla only had the yellow one, which means you have to start the mission from the beginning. And also the gold orbs, I'm gonna get one for free just in case. Lets me revive myself from the spot where I died, so you wouldn't have that luxury in yellow. Actually, I forget what it does in yellow, but it's not as good. Also, jumping and shooting there makes me, you know, get higher, and it basically causes these guys to spawn. So I get up a bit faster. Here's another cutscene movement. Unfortunately, I don't have full guard. I should always have it, but the elevator is kind of iffy. This boss is basically all about keeping these guys so that they don't... Okay. Okay, this... Okay. You want them to... What's going on? Like, you want these guys to attack you, like, one after the other, so that... Like this. Nope. Okay, I missed. Okay, whatever. Basically, don't let the other one die before the other one, because then what's gonna happen is that they're gonna combine, and that's bad. So just shooting once makes these guys just drop their weapon, or no, it makes them block, and then they attack you, so I can use the release on them. And I want to use the release so that it's not perfect, like I just, you know, don't go flying through them. And instead stay in front of them, and I just do that twice, and then they drop their weapons. Then I make the other one attack me whilst I'm attacking the one that's down. And then, you know, attack the one that's down, and then once he's about to get up, he's gonna take less damage there, so I just swap to attacking the other guy. There's a puzzle room. I guess this is a puzzle, even though it's not like, you don't have to use your brains really, you just kinda do it. You can just release through these spikes. Nice. And the spikes are random. I don't know if they're like completely random, or you know, if like every set of spikes is randomized, or if it's like a pattern. And they're not as fast as they are on like Dante Must Die difficulty. Everything is kind of bonkers there. I think the normal difficulty has a good balance. It's like, it never really makes you feel like... I'm not sure if I could say this, but this is the first time I played this game in the HD collection in like 2012. I quit at like Virgil 1, I couldn't beat him, and then after my friend beat it, I kinda lost the motivation to play. It's only after seeing runs at this I felt like playing this again. I'm anxiously awaiting for the spot where I can drink water. Okay, now I'm gonna get to swap to Agni Rudra, the weapon I got from that boss I just defeated 2 missions ago. And I'm still gonna do switch cancelling, but I'm also gonna do jump cancelling. It's just that with Agni Rudra, the problem is that since it causes knockback when you do the aerial attack, it makes enemies fly away, so you can't do it on any enemy that's, you know, gets flown away, and that's almost every enemy. But something like chess pieces or the greed, the hell with the coffin that spawns other enemies if you don't kill it quick enough, those don't go flying away. It's just that those enemies especially have like low hitboxes, so when I turn to jump and attack, I might, if I jump too high, I won't hit them, and if I mistime the attack, then it's just, I'm just gonna be jumping there. And there's like two ways to do it. You can just like jump attack, like, let's see. This is the fast way. It's just that you have to like hit it, otherwise it just looks dumb. Also those poles right there, can make you do the pole dance, where Dante goes woo, and then he spins. And that's completely useless, so don't want to do that. But the thing is, like, if they just like walk next to the pillars and you try to jump cancel, it's kind of likely. Ah, finally. By this point in your run, you should have taken at least 2 sips of water. And that's another cutscene movement. It's a bit pointless, but oh well. This is the longest mission. It's just a bunch of puzzles and mandatory fights and a lot of jump cancelling, which is annoying. If the jump cancelling starts to fail, you could just start doing regular switch cancelling there. And also, whenever the enemies do sound effects, it basically means they're about to attack. So that's, if you just, you know, if the enemy is off screen, you don't know if they're gonna attack. But, you know, if you can't see them, but if you hear the sound effect, then, you know, you can react to it. Okay, gonna get the gold orb right here. By the way, never buy gold orbs because this game is glitched and they don't work. I only found out that when I was near the end of my new game Dante Must Die run. I was like 8 hours in or something. And it's like, oh, my plan backfired because of this game's programming. Taunt whenever I can. Oh yeah, taunting raises your stylish meter, as you can see there. And what it does is it gives you more orbs when you kill enemies, and more orbs is better, obviously. And it also gives you devil trigger, like 1.5 stocks. Well, whenever I get it. So that's gonna be the main reason to taunt. A good place to taunt is after like enemy or like between enemy waves. So here I'm gonna count to 13 after parrying him, and then guard cancel the shotgun. And then release whenever I can. stay close to him so that he doesn't feel like doing this. Anyway. Now I'm gonna get Devil Trigger. Now this run becomes a piece of cake. Nothing can go wrong. The easiest game I've ever played. Can I even get them all? Can. I buy 5 now. I could... Well, I'm supposed to be able to buy the last one, but I won't buy it just because whenever you buy Devil Trigger, since you have 3 base stocks there, and you have to have at least that much to be able to use it. And whenever you buy Devil Trigger, it fills up your Devil Trigger. So I'm gonna do that so I don't have to like get it more before the boss. It's a nice puzzle, a nice platforming. I love DMC platforming, by the way. It's definitely a rival to any Super Mario or Zelda platforming. Gonna get that orb or... Oh, and whenever those orb ores basically work in the way that once you hit them with anything, even a gun, they activate a 10-second timer, and the more damage you do to them in that 10 seconds determines how many orbs you get. So using Devil Trigger there gets you more. Also, there's this thing called Devil Trigger explosion. When you hold down Devil Trigger, you see the 7 stocks, well, about to be 7 stocks, to the right of the base stocks that start glowing red. That means that whenever it's like, let's see, I hold now, it takes like 4 seconds to start. I charge up 2 stocks, and then I release it, and it does this explosion, which damages the enemies. And the more stocks, the more damage it does. Okay, is this done now? Nope. Okay, now it is. This room is weird. Here's a stinger slide. I said here's a stinger slide. They're kind of finicky sometimes. There's another one, but most of the time you just don't get it. Some can only be done with Devil Trigger active. Also, Devil Trigger heals you, but that's a fairly minor point compared to the fact that it basically gives you super armor. Not always, but you can just take a hit and nothing will happen many times. And also reduces the damage you take significantly. Like it doesn't scale with difficulty, so like even on DMD you just take very little damage from things if you have Devil Trigger on. And so the same applies here, so just having it on will basically save you. The reason I'm attacking the right slung is because it tries to sap my Devil Trigger. And then I release on that and use Devil Trigger explosion. And I tried to do a release there, but it's very hard. It's like the hardest phase skip in this game. Okay. Here comes the spiders. Very annoying. They never stay still, basically. You can also jump cancel them, but it's very annoying because they keep moving. basically switch cancelling them until they get staggered like that, and then simply using Stinger on them does the job. Also, oh yeah, when they shoot the web on you, you know, you basically get command grabbed. But you can break out of it with Devil Trigger, or if you're into it, you can just wiggle the stick and press buttons, but you know, you really don't want that to happen. Oh yeah, and there's a possible zip glitch you can do. I forgot to actually even try it, but it's basically very inconsistent, unlike what some may say, and that's why I don't do it unless the run is like garbage. But usually if it's garbage, I don't even get to this point. It saves around 14 seconds, just like makes you go to the other end of, you know, wherever that door is. Also, there's a death abuse here later, but I'm not doing it because it doesn't really save time, because it's already a waste to get hit instead of like hitting the enemy. So it just wastes time. It's only like if you have low health at that point is it worth it. Also, as you can see, you can parry and release through the doors. I wanna release the Devil Trigger explosion only when they're like as many of them as possible are next to me. Basically, you can parry almost anything in this game. I think the only things you can't parry are let's see, the acid in Leviathan's stomach, and those little spiders that come out sometimes when you kill those spiders. Also, this is called riding or surfing. And you can make it last longer by machine guns. Okay, this boss is all about breaking her bat shield and then knocking her down like that. If you do enough damage, like in one go, you knock her down instead of just having her stay like standing, and you get more time to wail on her than normally. Also, the aerial cross for whatever reason works really well against the shield. And I'm gonna use shotgun the second time because it's a guaranteed knockdown. So instead of just worrying about doing a short hop, since you can just jump, like if you press jump once, here comes the kiss. No kisses for you. So yeah, shotgun guarantees the knockdown, but it doesn't do as much damage as an aerial cross. But since, you know, sometimes just simply pressing a button instead of pressing and holding it is hard. That's why... And I mean, the 2 cycle is basically guaranteed. Even though that wasn't a 2 cycle, but... oh well. Another case of riding. It's especially useful for like zigzaggy places. I don't know if that's a word I just made up. Maybe somebody has said it before me. Maybe it's in some dictionary. But yeah, moving in places like that with either that or just running with Devil Trigger is the best way, because Stinger, you know, only goes in one direction, and if there's enemies around, it's always a bit harder to, you know, do a reverse Stinger. Basically, you attack, then you lock on, and you're already holding the direction you want to go in, so you don't just always go where the enemy goes, you go where you want to, but it's difficult. This is the anti-air squad. Can only hurt them from behind. Like right there was, I tried to, you know, Stinger there, but it just locked onto the enemies here, for whatever reason. And that says Devil Trigger only Stinger slide. Okay, so in this room, where are you? Nice hitboxes. I wanna kill both of these fighters. Did they die? Yes. And then damage this one a bit. And then once the last one spawns, I'm gonna use a holy water. Because the big spiders can't die from a single holy water. And I want to use it when the last enemy spawns, so I'm just waste it. The holy waters are used in like 2 rooms with a bunch of annoying enemies, and then for 1 boss. And then 5 more. Since the game gives you 3 for free, I'm gonna buy 5 for second last boss. As you can see, the reverse Stinger is... Sometimes the game just says no. I really hate things that, you know, no matter how many times you do it, it's like, okay, you got it, but you don't know what you did differently from last time, vice versa. These enemies you can't even hit until you turn their back to them. You just turn their back, do an aerial cross, and they die. They're very annoying. But even though this game has a lot of like anti-speed run enemies, it's not like they overdid it, at least on normal. Also, when you wall jump, if you shoot before that, you get to jump a bit higher. Or like, because the shooting with ebony and ivory, the pistols, makes you go up a bit. That gives you more height. Here's more of these soul eaters, and then another vanguard, because why not? This is annoying because you can't really tell when he's gonna attack you. Because for whatever reason, this vanguard just is really reluctant in attacking you. You just keep teleporting after walking and so on. Gonna get another holy water here. And then here's some cutscene movement. Uh-oh, rip run. And you can even taunt for meter and Devil Trigger after you killed enemies for a short period. Kind of depends on like how they die and what enemies. Also, there's this thing called despawning, where the enemies will just disappear from existence, because it's only in this version. And I would say the Temperance Wagon has a reputation of causing it. I don't know what causes it, but sometimes when I like hit an enemy right as it spawns, it just disappears. This boss basically wanna hit him in the eye. You see, he only has one eye, so the other one is a sore spot. I don't know exactly like what spot it is. Then you wanna do a gold release on it. I could have killed him there, but then you stun him by hitting him in the eye enough. Then you jump cancel his eye. And it's also very hard because it's like if you you jump too high, or if you miss the attack, it just does nothing. And even if you hit it, you might not hit the exact spot that does the most damage. So you could do like just like I don't know, like 5 aerials that does do a lot of damage, or do like 10 that don't, and that has the same effect. But if you get the better hits, then obviously it's easier, because then you have more time to get ready for the release on the explosion. Also, the white orb replenishes your devil trigger, but when this mission literally gives you infinite devil trigger, I don't know why they made it so that you're like, I would say you're most likely to get it, since you're gonna get it at least once. I don't think I've ever had a run where I haven't gotten it. It just feels counterproductive to give it on this mission where you, and like during this section where you already get it, or already have infinite devil trigger. And it's like, since you already have devil trigger from like mission 8 onwards, why don't you get it like there? Makes no sense. Also, using even release during devil trigger does more damage than without it. I'm losing health because this mission you're basically on a timer. Like, you have to get to the boss before you die, and all these enemies, like especially even the normal enemies, the prides, they will try to block just so you die instead of being able to kill them to escape the rooms. And every time you kill an enemy you get health here, but there's like no problem in this mission. Like the only difficulty where this is like hard is DMD, and even then, since you play on gold, gonna be fine. Also, the weapons that you have equipped have different running speeds. Cerberus has the fastest, but because I don't use it anymore, I'm not gonna be running with it. Rebellion is the best, next best. So this is the what I call the worst room in the game because of this camera angle change right here. I don't think they themselves knew what they wanted to do with this. Okay, now you lose the infinite devil trigger. Can I use it to run in the staircase a bit? Also, I picked up a Devil Star at the last mission, and I'm gonna use it here. Second phase, because you really want Devil Trigger in this fight, and you basically don't get a good chance to get it. because he's gonna keep doing stuff. If you get caught in the red ball or sphere, or time slows down for a second and it's really bad. Like this. Also my devil trigger gets consumed at the same rate, which makes no sense. But okay. Now I just have to react to this. I'm still not dead. I gotta hit his head to knock him down. Sometimes you just clash with it. Sometimes he just outright beats you. It's kind of... the spacing is annoying. Okay. I'm gonna buy a Devil Star, which replenishes my Devil Trigger, because it's faster than just getting one for free in this mission. I mean, it's only like 5 seconds buying and 10 seconds getting it for free. But since I know I can afford it, why not? What? Oh. I was supposed to explode on all these to kill them, but I missed them. Okay. There's an orb cache. This mission is also very like simple. The first fight is kind of luck based. It's annoying, but okay. And there's this insanely hard puzzle. There's a free white orb. Okay, I'm gonna have to concentrate a bit here. Okay, so what I did there was I did 13 attacks, specific attacks, used shotgun on him after that. I basically did it again, except I used Devil Trigger Explosion and then release that I got from parrying him to do a phase skip. Because normally he goes Devil Trigger and then he starts doing stuff. He regens health and basically has armor and you really can't do much. So to avoid that, do the phase skip. Nice camera angles. The Capcom cameras. Now I got the Beowulf. It's basically a fist weapon. And it has this like really bad hitbox. Or maybe Arkham just has a really bad hitbox because like the biggest enemy in the game is hard to hit with this. But basically this is the most damaging weapon, and it's also effective against something like the Vanguard and there's one boss, actually two bosses. Because every weapon in this game has like an elemental attached to it. Like, well, can't say it really matters. Oh damn, I spilled water. Okay, what? Why didn't I get the devil Stinger slide. I don't understand. Because you could cutscene movement in that coming out of the elevator, but it doesn't make sense because you can do a stinger slide like right after coming up. Ooh, actually hit him. So you can like stinger into their shield, parry it, and then jump. If they try to escape you, just jump after them and parry. So whenever they turn to anti-air you just either parry it or just like doesn't hit you and then they stop. Instead of just keep going backwards with the Korean backdash. Aerial version. And when that card like comes visible, I'm gonna start charging Devil Trigger Explosion. So I can do that. So I don't use too much Devil Trigger. And then I'm gonna jump cancel this guy. So as you can see, the Devil Trigger Explosion does a lot of the work now. That and release. The jump cancelling is it's the most important part right now. This weapon is way easier to jump cancel like, than any other because since it does no knockback, they just stay in place when they get hit. It also does the most damage. There's also the chest pieces, especially they're very annoying to jump cancel. Like it feels like the spot that you can jump cancel on just changes. I don't think I hit it. You can also like cancel the attack before it hits, so it does no damage. So I don't want those blue orb fragments. Once you collect 4, it gives you a blue orb, and then you get 1 more stock of health, but that's pointless in this run. Nice. Once I kill that enemy, this one will spawn, and then that allows me to do a reverse stinger. Well, actually, not even a reverse stinger, just a regular stinger, because normally it would target the enemies on the way other side of the room, and I don't want that, so I also get Devil Trigger by taunting it afterwards. These enemies cannot be basically hurt until you break their shield. It's really annoying. Then they keep flying away and out of bounds. And they do the explosion. But if you stay here and you bait them with the guns, they just come to you. And then you can do the Devil Trigger Explosion. Also, if you accidentally start holding DT, you can just open the menu and let go of L1 or whatever the button you use is, and then it just goes off. Doesn't use stocks. But then there's a cooldown that you have to wait until you can start charging it again. I think it's like 4 extra seconds or something. This mission is basically all about just spinning the wheel, so you can access the areas that you want in the order that you want, and also to avoid an otherwise mandatory fight. It's kind of clever how this game uses the areas that you already seen. Like, it doesn't just make you go through the same exact game, except in reverse, like Devil May Cry 4. It just, like, you know, flips it upside down, puts stuff in different spots. Like, I just like it. I'm gonna use Devil Trigger to run a bit here, parry that. I'm gonna run a bit with Devil Trigger because it's like doing reverse stingers there feels really hard somehow. And it's like normally it's just like a huge time waste, and it's very demotivating or discouraging, because like if you get one wrong, well, are you gonna go for it again and like save time? Also, I'm taking damage on purpose because I'm gonna do a death abuse. Just gotta be careful not to die. I have of course never died here in a run. Ooh. It actually doesn't matter if I get reborn there, because I'm gonna get full health anyway. And you know, that's the distance I have to travel. Oh, I actually don't know how many. Right. Because this is the problem, like, I've only done this ever in like this way. I don't know what color it's supposed to be up there. The birds messed me up. Oh boy. Well, I guess we'll see. Still within the estimate, easily. I'm one of those runners who put like a really high estimate, just so I can go underestimate, even though everybody goes underestimate in this marathon, I've heard. Also, like, see, you take so little damage from this environmental hazard. That's why you need to have very low health, and because you have very low health there with the birds, you can die. Like the spinning blades do a lot of damage, but these don't. But I mean, technically it's better that way, because then you get down to the health you want faster, instead of taking a long time to get down to your health and then take like huge chunks of damage from there. There's a cutscene movement, so I instantly move to the low trigger for the next mission. You can actually just move past it, but there's like nothing there. Okay, this mission actually has a boss. I'm gonna activate Devil Trigger for this. Stinger 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Just like that, it's faster to activate the wheels than without. And once I hear this guy spawn, so there's two of those. Gonna use holy water. Some enemies have like iframes when they spawn. For example, the chess pieces. Like, if you were to use holy water, them, you can't do it instantly. Basically any other enemy is just dead. So this is the third time I'm in this room. This game loves living statue room. Yeah, I can confirm Devil May Cry 2 is ass. Don't play it. I mean, if you buy the HD collection, then obviously you can try it, but like, as if anybody would buy that game separately. So here I want to parry full level 2 Royal Guard. And forgot to mention that style upgraded after I beat Agni Rudra. Next time it upgrades is at the third last mission. So it doesn't really make a difference. I mean, kinda does, but kinda doesn't. What did they do wrong with 2? Everything. Also, I am not conducting hate speech, this is simply my opinion. My own personal opinion. Nice stinger slide, dive kick. So I need the full level 2 guard for the boss, because the boss just, even though she can shoot me a lot, and I can parry all of her bullets, you get very little guard with it, for some reason. But you get a lot of Devil Trigger, so I could have actually spent way more Devil Trigger there. I just... Just wanna do this. So you want to attack her only when she pulls out the Kalina on. And after that she's locked in place, and then you just smack her with Beowulf whilst Devil triggered, and then you do it again, and then use the release so that she goes beyond the health point where she would go to the second phase where she hook shots across the room on top of the bookshelves and throws grenades. Just absolutely horrendous. Here's another great platforming room. This actually, the whole room is a puzzle and a platforming test. Oh lel. Hit my head on top of that. Anyway, so this game has like some spots where you try to do a wall jump, but the game just doesn't give it to you, even though it's like the same spot where you normally do it. I don't know why. It could be very bad there. Here's another instance of cutscene movement, probably one of the biggest. For some reason you can't do the cutscene movement when you first encounter the spikes in mission, what was it, 6? But here you can. Oh, okay. Where does this start me? I'm curious. All the way from here. Yeah, you don't have to do this again. Let's see. Also, you don't lose Devil Trigger during this. so it's even better to use... Oh, what is this? Did the spikes go easy mode as well? The problem with DMC is that all the games are so different. Like, DMC 1 is so different compared to second game and 3 and... no, 1, 2, 3, they're so different. But... So these guys are invincible when they're underground. Just gonna wait for them to get on top. You need to use a full Devil Trigger explosion to kill them all. Like DMC 4 is the most like DMC 3. They're the most alike. DMC. I don't talk about that game. But that DMC, the Chinese DMC mobile PvP game though. Hoip. I don't think it's been released yet, but okay, so this boss you can only harm when he gets blinded by the light. So you have to open these blinds when he's next to them, and once you open them all 5, that's 3, gonna explode and jump cancel. Also he has a really weird hitbox. Helma. Holy water, this activates the king. Oops. That's basically a mandatory place to use a holy water. There's absolutely no way anything else is faster. And here's the boss refights because Capcom loves those. And it just so happens that the fastest way to clear this is by defeating the 3 hardest bosses. However, at this time you have a Berserker's weakness. Nice. Nice. Can he like get stunned? I actually don't understand how he is not stunned. Like, this has never happened before. Okay, at this point it's not even... There's no point in like using Devil Trigger Explosion because it's not gonna matter. I played Bayonetta and I thought it was alright. I didn't enjoy it as much as I do this game. What? Oh. Okay, I'll get reborn. Oh, of course. So what I really wanted to do is just knock them down like one after the other, explode, and then just keep shotgunning. This is the worst because it's the same fight except... Oh, by the way, the reason the area looks like this is because this version has, you know, bugged colors here. And if I had... Since I don't have dynamic lighting enabled, the style switcher, I can actually see the bosses. Otherwise they would be the same color as the background. You know, everywhere else the game might look a bit nicer, but you know, here it's kind of a problem. Oh. Let's see. Should be able to afford 5 holy waters. Back to Beowulf. Yeah, easy. And a Devil Star. Could get one of these too. Usually you only can afford the holy waters. It's not a problem if you can only do that. Okay, there I just get guard and parry them. I mean, that's what gives me guard. I need the meter so I can explode on them. Like so. And I need to make sure that they don't dive underground. Okay, where's the... This is also another thing, it's like... I think this has like a universal cycle. And so because the first room is like never the same. You can never be sure where the mirror is gonna be. Gotta break it twice. First one is easily done by the release, but the release is, you know, since it hits forward instead of backwards, it's kind of hard to use it. Okay. Same thing here, just cause them to do stuff. Oof. Oh yeah, I have Devil Star, so I can just... Actually, I'm gonna save it. The thing is that I only need the card there for Arkham. And a bit of Devil Trigger. Use 2 holy waters. Get here, taunt. Wait until he comes here. Release and whack him. You can probably see I wasn't hitting him many times because the shit box. And the second phase where you can't use Devil Trigger and can't use your style. Skip with this. Arkham, my fave boss. Okay, there's one more mission. Time is when I defeat Virgil. It's just a 1v1. Basically, I just jump cancel him. And once he gets down to like close to 40% health, I'm gonna make sure that I have like close to full guard. So that's... oh, he's not supposed to get devil triggered. Well, you're supposed to skip this. It's a huge waste of time because you basically can't do anything here. Okay, that's time. So, because at like below 40% health, he does the devil trigger barrier and starts doing the Hellbreakers. Well, that was a really horrible run.
Yeah, it was like 115, 128.
Damn. Well, 5 minutes worse than last year. And I thought I was good at this game.
Because the amulets have been separated.
Let's finish this first.
Alright. Well, thank you for your run. Let's watch this last cutscene.
It's killing you.
Action.
Well, the last cutscene is kind of long.
Yeah, well, we're missing an overlay, so.
Okay, well, thanks for watching. If you want to run this game, then just go over to SRCom. That is speedrun.com, and you can find the Discord for the speedruns of this game. Actually, the whole DMC speedrunning Discord is linked there in the forums, as well as a bunch of there's like 2 tutorials of this game, and what else? I've made even a basic video of like how to play this game. Then an in-depth tutorial on the run. There's practice save files. They actually work with the HD collection too.
It's mine. It belongs to a
So yeah, this game is fun to run. There's a bunch of categories. Some of them don't even have runs. So free world recce's, everybody go get him.
If you don't want to be trapped in the demon world, I'm staying. This place was our father's home.
So if you're interested in running, then just go to SRCom or ask me or whatever. So insane frame drops.
It's okay, it looked good most of
Okay, thanks for watching. Gonna sign off.
Yep, I'm gonna send it over to intermission, guys. We're gonna have what is it next?
What an ordeal.
East, however you say it, 1
You're still
by
here.
Kragan. So
I need
just
that
be-
back.
Oh, Kragan.
Yep.
No late charges, I hope.
I'll think about it.
1 second. I'll send us the mission.
Of our existence change, it is one
2, 1, live.
Oh shit.
Hi guys.
Hello.
This is going to be a disaster.
No, Eternal Ring was a disaster.
Oh, okay.
You missed that run, didn't you?
I did.
It-
I was asleep.
That run should have died.
Oh man, thanks. Stay hydrated, bot. I'll make sure to go drink some water.
Oh man, there's not like anything for fanfiction that's like lewd for Wise, especially Wise Origins.
Damn.
Damn. Someone needs to get on that shit.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Yes.
Yes, please do.
You can read it during Eternal Ring.
I'll make it during Eternal Ring.
Hold on.
I'll be just doing it live right there on the couch.
Yeah. You can dictate it to Nax.
Max will hold up the pictures and they'll just be like a bunch of scribbles.
I got
Alright.
So you can count me down whenever you want.
Alright, starting from 25.
Okay.
3,
Are you
2.
gonna say go? Are we starting on go?
Sure. 3,
Okay.
2, 1, go.
I found a fanfiction about Adol's Christian doggy.
Hmm. That sounds promising. That sounds. So what's the plot of this game, Kragan? So what's the plot of this game, Kragan?
You're the only redhead in all of the continent. That means you're chosen, apparently.
There's a one called Love Potion. Got Adol in here. It's kind of mediocre. It's nothing crazy like the nearest best though, unfortunately.
Is the game on Twitch Ys 1 and 2 Chronicles? Is that what I'm game on Twitch Ys 1 and 2 Chronicles? Is that what I'm looking for? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
They're essentially bundled together.
So this is a really easy ARPGME. So this is a really easy ARPG. Kraken's just gonna breeze through this. Anyone can beat this game. It's just like Strider except easier. Anyone can beat this game. It's just like Strider except easier.
Game's like Strider.
Oh. Darkbot,
God damn it.
you're echoing. Stop
damn it.
echoing.
God damn it. It's okay.
Fix
I
your
fixed it.
fucking split thing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lurk. Truly the MVP.
No, we all know Rem's the MVP.